What up?
Go boys.
Guys, show off those shirts. Show off those shirts. What are we repping, boys? Losers. Losers.
The city that can't find a win.
The basketball team can't get out of the second round of the playoffs ever. The Phillies would be better with me, Don, and Joe out on the field. Speaking of out on the field, Mike's daughters.
Talk about it.
Studs.
The Devil Rays.
Yo, the Tampa Bay Rays, baby. We're on a heater, T-ball. We're on a heater. We had a game tonight. It was just us three. It was my son and his two daughters, and we put on a clinic. We put on a hitting clinic. You know,
Nice.
We flashed the gloves. We showed them, how to play ball, because that's what we did. Me and Mike, best coaches in the game. Best coaches in the game.
I love it. Joe,
We have more heart and more pride than the goddamn Phillies.
No, listen, than any team playing in Philadelphia right now.
Pretty much.
Good God.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Pretty down time right now, folks.
It's I don't know, man. I mean, we could just give up like right now, and we'd still put on a better show than the Sixers did on Sunday.
Yeah, because at least we're here.
Yeah, at least we're here.
We showed up.
We showed up. We cared.
We showed up.
Let's talk before we jump into the Eagles, because that's obviously what we're here for, because
Right.
we enjoyed the draft. We all were extremely happy. Rays do have a team batting average of 1,000. Not gonna lie, we are good. The Sixers, man, you fired Doc. Great. I mean, you should have did that 2 seasons ago, but you decided not to. You look at James Harden saying, all right, I'm going to opt out and get a 4-year deal. See you later, pizza. My man has done nothing. All right, 1 playoff game, he saved us. And then you have the MVP who played like absolute dog shit. And then this stupid dribble into the lane, kick out bullshit, corner 3 without a knockdown shooter. How do you expect to win? And then you let Jason Tatum just explode for 51.
Yeah, that series, I hate to say, but that series ended in the fourth quarter of Game 6.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The second that you go 5.5 minutes in the fourth quarter with a 1 possession game.
Yeah.
And you go scoreless for like what amounted to like 7 straight possessions, and you let them just hang around. And that was the game that kind of opened the window, because at that point in the game, Tatum's 1 for 14. And man, as much as I fucking hate Boston, Jason Tatum's got a lot of fucking stones, man, because he at that point in the game, he had no reason to have any confidence to shoot any shot. And he rose up in Embiid's face with more confidence that I've seen in a lot of players. And that was it, man. 3 straight possessions, 3 straight threes. They went from down 2 to up 4, and it was gone. And it was gone before they knew it. And the body language on the court at the end of Game 6 was horrible. And then it seemed like in the first half of that Boston game, it was like they were hanging around. It was like Boston never kind of pulled away in the first half. And then, they go into halftime down 3. Toby hits a 3 to tie the game coming out of halftime. And then they score 7 more points that entire quarter. They get outscored 33-10 in that fourth quarter. And that was it, man. It was toast. It was the thing that pisses me off is that I didn't even have a chance to be mad. I didn't have a chance to be anxious. I didn't have they stole all that shit, because I never in a million years would have imagined turning off a Game 7 playoff game. And there I was.
I felt so sad because Jamie was like, we can turn it up. I don't mind. I'll watch it. And I'm like, great. And then she walked away and they were down like 8. And I'm like, all right, it's over. And I turned it off. I'm like, this is it was so disappointing. It was such a terrible effort. And Embiid to go, I can't do it by myself. I agree. Because it gets to a point where you rely on a shitty roster and, You skate by because the East was like this was it. Milwaukee was out.
Yep.
Milwaukee was out.
And you had them on the ropes.
You
in
had
Game
them.
6 at home. You had it.
Like, it boggles my mind how poorly they played and how terrible this roster was constructed.
Yeah.
Because this roster was just PJ Tucker just is who he is. Melton is who he is. Your backup, Paul Reed. All right, yeah, he was serviceable for the series.
He was serviceable in the regular season.
In the regular season.
As the playoffs got further and further along,
yeah,
you saw that he kind of got exposed more.
This roster was just terrible. House, everybody, like it was to the point where I'm just like so disappointed that I don't mind if they blow it up, but you just wasted great years of Embiid. You wasted great years of Embiid. Tobias comes off the books. Whatchamacallit comes off the books. Harden's
they're going to have to get super creative with that. I mean, I know he's got an expiring contract, so he's got two people. He's got this team, right? And then you got to find a partner to be able to swing a deal. They're probably going to have to eat a shit ton of money on that deal. But if you can swing that but I don't know
what's available? Yeah,
right.
Who's willing to take a guy like Harris, who I don't know, what are the average?
Well, he's going this year, isn't he?
No,
he's still on the
more
books.
Year, Rich.
You gotta fucking be kidding me.
No,
1 year. 39 million.
He's got an expiring contract, so like that's valuable for some teams, right? Who are trying to get shit off the books. But what are you getting in return? Unless you're getting a star wing player, which nobody's giving you that for Tobias Harris, and you traded.
I thought he was gone.
No, he's still here, Rich.
All right, can we talk about the Eagles? Because this is just fucking making me sick to my stomach.
Yeah,
I'm so disappointed. This fucking team is gonna stink.
Rich,
there's a lot of work to do.
Think about this, Rich. We could possibly have 4 more years of James Harden.
All right, guys. It was really good talking to you. I'm out.
Hey, listen,
let's just roll to the end. Fuck Tobias Harris. Fuck James Harden. Fuck the Sixers organization. Fuck you guys for putting me through this.
How far down has Davion Taylor fallen?
Davion Taylor is actually off the list now, and he's been replaced by Tobias Harris and James Harden. So, really happy about that. I can't believe I thought he was done after this.
No,
this year.
No,
unfortunately not.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to get really
creative, yeah.
In terms of
you can't build a shitbag roster. Someone's got to go.
Someone's got to go, right? And I think having Harden move, right? That I think if you can get a guy in here, right, and the talent in the coaching aspect right now and the coaching pool is really high, right? So if you're going to tell me that they could potentially either have, Budenholzer or Nick Nurse or Monty Williams, right? Those are guys that I'm cool with. I'm okay because I think I like what Nick Nurse did with the talent that he had on the roster in Toronto.
Yeah,
when they have Kawhi, and they kind of build it with not a ton of great talent around him. Monty Williams is a great guy that built a young, talented Phoenix roster. Budenholzer had a ton of talent in Milwaukee, so I'm okay with any one of those three guys. I think that's the only saving grace is that could there be another guy that comes in that, and Mike, really? This is where we're just going to wrap this whole segment up, right? If they go out and hire Mike D'Antoni and then bring back James Harden.
Forget it. Everybody, how many people are going to run to be selling their season tickets?
You're just going to punt. You're just going to punt on the next.
I don't have season tickets.
Yeah. That stadium will be half full.
Oh God! But
at best,
can we just get all the shitty teams out? Right?
It would
the Phillies suck in California?
Dude, that. Did you see that stat from dating back to 1991? Were they 9-61 or something like that?
It's fucking
Are you
terrible,
kidding
man.
me?
It's fucking bad.
Like epically bad, epically bad.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about the Birds.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
that's great. All right.
We're
That's great.
punting on all the teams that are shitty because the Eagles' offseason has been better than anybody's in-season shit right now. So let's just go, right? Let's start. You want to start? Let's start with the draft.
That's a good idea.
Let's start with the draft, right? So round one, right? It plays out kind of the way we thought, except Rich, our guy, Joe, our guy, Bijan, surprises everybody
Atlanta.
and goes to Atlanta. And
Wasn't his fault.
it's not his fault, Rich.
No.
but
Wasn't his fault.
But the irony in it is that he's ending up in a situation almost identical to Saquon Barkley,
Yep.
right? That they draft a running back early that's super talented, but there's nothing fucking around him.
They didn't even have a quarterback.
There's nothing anywhere around him at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
No offensive
So-
line.
You already had a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
That's-
Tyler
that's-
Algier averaged like 5 yards a carry last year.
That's a
He got
position.
like more than 12 catches or 12 rushes.
right,
That was just stupid. It was the dumbest thing. It was the most
Thank you,
stupid
Atlanta.
thing ever.
right. So it allows now Jalen Carter. Jalen
Yeah.
Carter is available at 9. And Howie Roseman makes the phone call. They trade up from they trade up with Chicago, and they take Jalen Carter, who, by all means, the talent on the field, you could probably argue is one of the top 3 best players in this draft.
He was the best player in this draft.
Sure.
And he would have been the best player in last year's draft.
He could have gone number 1 if he didn't have the,
Yeah.
all the baggage. He could have gone 1 or top 3.
So now you throw him on this line,
I'll take it.
right? So Rich, now you're looking at You're looking at a place that for this team was an elite talent pool.
Yeah.
Last year, you take you lose Hargrave. Hargrave gets the monster contract in San Fran, but now you're replacing him with essentially Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
It's almost as if the talent pool at that position got younger, got more athletic, got faster, definitely got bigger.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get bigger than those two fucking dudes.
Nope.
No.
So the surprise of the draft, the guy that they take at number 30 is a guy that a lot of people had them taken at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who was another top tier player?
So you swing around, right? You hit a home run at number 9.
Yeah.
And then you turn around at number 30.
Yeah.
And now Nolan Smith is sitting there. And you didn't have to do shit. He was right there.
Yeah.
And you're talking about essentially a guy who's going to work and learn under a guy who is playing in the league, who's excelled in the league, in Hassan Reddick, who is like essentially the same prototype, the same body type. You could not ask for a better first day of this draft.
It was worth the wait. It was at my buddy's house watching it. It was worth the wait seeing him get drafted. And I'm like, holy fuck. This defense is going to be insane. Absolutely insane.
Really wild. I mean, I just can't believe that he fell that many spots. It's
so many teams reached and it just everything fell into our laps. Like how he actually played it smart was like, oh my God, like reach. I was like, oh yeah, this guy is like, should have been in the top 10. Click. I'm just going to click on his name and say, yes, that's who we're going with.
Right.
How he fell to 30 is beyond me. And we'll touch on it later, but there's a few guys that we got undrafted who I can't believe that we were able to get undrafted because one of them was a top prospect literally of last year's draft. Should have been drafted in the top 10.
Curious. I can't. I'm trying to think of who it is.
Undrafted cornerback.
All right, I'm gonna sit on it for a minute.
He was on Mel Kiper's big board to be a top 10 guy.
Is that the guy from LSU?
Yep.
I forgot his name, but I know he went to LSU, so
Yeah.
he's good.
I think it was Ricks.
Yes. Yeah.
Ricks.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on Mel Kiper's board last year. Mel Kiper's board last year to be a top 10 pick. He was in his top 10 talent. And then all of a sudden he just falls off the board. And he didn't let up a touchdown this year.
Wow.
So how the fuck?
How do you not even get drafted at all?
So there must have been some baggage issues.
Or something.
But guess what?
You would
Like my dad always says, he don't live at my house. I don't give a fuck.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, in the second round, right, you have number 65 and 66. So they pick back to back. They make a couple trades. You take the offensive lineman from Alabama, Tyler Steen, who played tackle at Alabama, projected as a guard in the pros, but probably is going to be that swing guy, right? Probably replaces that role that Andre Dillard had where he can play guard or tackle. But, for all intents, right, could push to be the starter, right? Has the talent, and, you got Sayamalu is, he leaves and goes to Pittsburgh. You have the guy they drafted at center, to be centered last year, right? They're slotting him in as the starting, the starting guard, but there could be some competition there, right? I love the picking guys from the best teams with the best talent pools. You can't go wrong. And the guy, Sidney Brown, the safety from Illinois is, man, I don't know if you've seen his highlight reel, but dude is all over the field, and it's just like a fucking missile all over the place, man.
Yeah, I mean he's got a good track record. He had a good track record at Illinois. I guess his knock was he might not be the fastest, or he might not be great in coverage, but I mean that's he'll figure it out. I mean, if the guy can play, if he's a ball hawk, he's a hitter. I mean, that's the guy you want on your defense. And I think that they'll reel him in. I think he's going to be really good. I mean, some of these guys are saying that they don't see why he wouldn't be. It's possible for him to be a day one starter. And
I just pulled up the
for the third round,
from ESPN, and they got him slotted as a starting free safety.
Yeah, I mean, it works for me. I mean, we've had a lot of plug and play guys back there for years, so it's a good sign. I mean, Howie is just I don't know how this guy does it, man. I really even Ringo. Look at Ringo from Georgia.
Yeah.
What was he slotted? Second round, maybe third round.
Yeah, you pick him up in the fourth.
I mean, the guy's a freak athlete. I mean, he's a little raw, and he might be a little bit of a project, but I mean, he played at Georgia and he played at a high level. So, I mean,
you got Ringo. Yeah, Ringo from Georgia, and it's Eli Ricks is from Alabama.
Eli,
okay.
Yeah.
And then Mekhi Gardner was the one from LSU.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So Mekhi Gardner had let up no touchdowns this year, and he's 6'2", 212.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Transfer from University of Lafayette, whatever. It just makes me laugh that these guys literally just went undrafted, and we were able to pick up Ringo. We were able to pick up Mekhi Gardner, and then you still have Ricks. So you have three cornerbacks, right? You have three cornerbacks plus the two that we have. Now we actually have depth at corner. So it's all good things that he did, and how you got Ringo in the third round is insane.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what they were doing and why teams were not drafting these guys, but I'll take it.
Yeah, and then under the radar they signed Greedy Williams.
Oh yeah, and then you got Greedy.
So I mean, the depth pool at that position is
it got deep and young and fast real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard not to like, and they draft a quarterback in the 6th round. They got another D tackle from Texas in the 7th round. They followed their MO, Rich, right? As much as we wanted to pound the table with Bijan Robinson.
Yep.
Right. Where did they go and get depth? They got depth on both lines, and they got depth on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask for.
And then you sign a 24-year-old running back for a 4th-round pick, which he's on the last year of his deal. If he doesn't stay here, we get it back. So we basically got him for nothing. I mean, I think we swapped 7th-round picks. Maybe theirs is a little bit higher than ours, but you basically got him on, at the worst case, a 1-year rental for basically nothing. I mean, if the guy can stay on the field, I mean, we saw what he did. I mean, look what he did against us.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 24 years old. So if he's healthy and he can stay on the field, I mean, great move by Howie. Great move.
Yeah, I think the deal to bring in DeAndre Swift in the middle of that draft, right, for essentially nothing.
Yeah.
Right. You gave up a late round pick and you swap a later round pick to get a guy, Joe, young, athletic, talented, final year of his deal. He's kind of in a situation where if he plays his cards right, you
right.
can I would. He's a guy I would totally be okay with bringing back.
Yep.
And you can sign running backs at this point to 1-2 year deals.
Yeah.
It's a hometown kid, right? You bring a kid that started his career at St. Joe's Prep, and another guy from Georgia, right? Another guy who excelled at the highest level of college football. It almost seems unfair, like when you factor in all these moves and all these guys that they're bringing in, it really just considering where the rest of the NFC is, makes me feel really good about how this team projects, especially in the NFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's ours for the taking. If we, obviously it comes down to health.
Mm-hmm.
We have to get off to a good start this year. Looking at the schedule, obviously the schedule's a lot more difficult.
We're going to talk about the schedule in a minute.
But it's
that bullshit ass schedule, and the Chiefs get a fucking pansy ass schedule.
I mean, looking position by position compared to what we lost and what we gained, and like you said, Don, looking at the rest of the NFC as a whole, I mean, there's really no reason why, we can't be in the the playoff and Super Bowl conversation. Really, we're not. Jalen's got his deal. He doesn't have that hanging over his head. It's relatively a team friendly deal. But I mean,
friendly considering what the Giants are paying Daniel Jones.
Yeah, we're in a really good spot. And it's the latest I've seen. I haven't heard anything about Saquon signing his franchise tag.
No,
as far as I know, I don't think he signed.
I don't think he did either.
No, but listen, I'm gonna read you the top 7 defensive linemen for the Eagles: Brandon Graham, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett, Milton Williams, Jalen Carter.
We still have Derek Barnett.
Still, yeah.
Where have I been?
Remember, he got injured real early in the season.
Oh, that's right. He's on his final year of his deal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're deep. They're young, man. It's all good things. Anything else draft related you want to talk about before? Rich, did you want to talk about any other draft moves? Anything surprise you in the first round?
Let me think. All the quarterbacks going. That was surprising. The Texans moving up was surprising.
Right, them picking 2 and 3.
Honestly, nothing really else was too surprising for me. Besides the Cowboys had a fucking terrible draft, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Because them drafting that tiny ass fucking defensive tackle
From Michigan.
How
is
about them Cowboys?
absolutely hilarious. It's the Cowboys being the Cowboys. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean,
I think Detroit for me.
De-
The Lions reaching for
Detroit's first fucking
you
round
had
terrible.
you
And
had
then they figured it out.
you still had Swift. Then you signed David Montgomery through free agency,
Yeah.
and then you draft Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
And then they went and drafted some linebacker, I think out of Iowa, who
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone was like, "What?" So I think that for me that was one of the surprises. And I think, I mean, Will Levis from Kentucky fell out of the first round. I mean, he was projected to go what?
Top 5?
10? Top 10 at least,
Yeah.
right? And then he fell. I mean, I felt bad for the guy. And I don't know if he's going to be very good in the NFL, but kind of felt bad for the guy because they kept putting him on camera.
Bro, he couldn't beat out Gifford at Penn State, so he left.
Yeah, he transferred to Kentucky, but I think
meanwhile, that dude's going directly to catch the Social Security checks.
Yeah.
Right from college football.
Yeah.
But the pick that I liked, the sneaky pick was at 20 for me, with the Seahawks taking Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
Which I know that's a guy that you had talked about.
I like him a lot. I mean,
to put him in the same room with with DK Metcalf
and Lockett,
and Tyler Lockett.
It gives Geno all the weapons in the world. But then they also drafted our boy Zach Charbonnet.
They did.
Yeah.
So they have Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. Like, their offense is good, but their defense is young. Still should be like decent.
I thought they were going to take Jalen Carter at 5.
I know.
I thought they were too. And that's the move if I'm Seattle, which I would have done. Not sure why they didn't do it. But thank God they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they wanted to load up on wide receiver. Did they take it? Whatchamacallit?
They took a corner. If I did took Weatherspoon.
But did they take a quarterback?
Oh.
In that draft?
Oh man, they have Drew Lockett back up, man. He's
oh shit, yeah, I forgot. He's
he's stuck. He's
my bad. I forgot. Yeah, Drew Lock. He's the second coming of Ryan Leaf.
Charlie Whitehurst.
Yeah. Oh my God, Charlie Whitehurst.
Oh God,
what a guy. No, I think that's the most surprising because I thought Seattle was going to take either the dude from Tennessee. What's his name? Herndon.
Oh
yeah, Hooker.
Hooker. Yeah,
right.
Hayden Hooker. I thought it was going to go that way because you get him like in the first round, 5th year, like you redshirt him essentially.
Right.
But they didn't because I think their major need is quarterback and they need a young one because I don't think Geno is really the long-term answer and Geno is the perfect quarterback that you can learn from. So I find that pretty odd that they didn't take a quarterback. And Denver just getting another wide receiver, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, because Russell Wilson can't throw to anybody. So that's pretty crazy. It was a bold strategy. So now we'll see if it pays off. But Washington wasn't really excited with their draft. Cowboys wasn't really excited with their draft. And the Giants, not so much. So I'm happy. Like, I think as an Eagles fan and as playing in the East, I'll take it. So,
No, there's
it was
again
a great draft for the Eagles. It was so good.
There's a ton to like. So, right, obviously the night, they do all the introductory press conferences, right? They have the rookie mini camp, and then the schedule comes out last week. So it's way too early. It's the way too earlier W's and L's, right? But if we just go right, what's after seeing the whole schedule come out, what's the thing that stuck out to you the most?
We have a fucking hard schedule.
Yeah, gauntlet.
You have it's kind of easy early, and then that middle part of the season, right? The starting in week 9, right? You go Dallas and then the bye, and then you're at KC, you're home at Buffalo, home San Fran, at Dallas, at Seattle, and then you got the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants.
Yeah.
I don't like this thing that they've been doing the last couple seasons where they kind of sandwich these 2 Giants games right at the back end of the season.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like the fact that you play the Giants twice within 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's super weird.
It's kind of weird. The fact that you got a team that is just coming off a Super Bowl appearance and they don't open the season at home, number one.
Yeah.
And their first home game is a Thursday night game. I don't know. Just it seemed like they got the kind of raw they got a raw deal on not only how
and
the
then
season
Tom Brady, aka Patrick Mahomes, gets a fucking cake schedule. It's starting to get annoying of how much favoritism
really
this fucking team is getting and how much
You just
Patrick
want-
Mahomes is getting. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. If the Eagles have a super tough schedule, then so should
The Chiefs.
so should the Chiefs. Like,
Both
you're
teams
the
that put in the Super Bowl
you're the
should have-
Super Bowl champ. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. Like, if you're a dog of a team, like, they need to find a way to like balance this shit out a little bit more. Because if you're a dog of a team, maybe you shouldn't have a super fucking hard schedule. Because people do want to see competitive games. And I get, the Eagles are a super competitive top tier team. So like, what are we bitching about with the schedule? But at the same time, it's like, I'm not mad about our schedule. I think that we're still going to win 12 games because we are a good fucking team. Like, I'll take 12 and 6, 12 and 5, whatever we're going to be, still be the best in the division.
I was gonna say, I think 12 wins will still get you the division title.
Yeah, we'll still get you the division title, still get you a home game. So that shit don't bother me. It's what pisses me off is you see fucking Kansas City get a fucking cakewalk. It's like it's just getting to the point where it's fucking annoying.
Like, they're gonna open. They have the season opener, right? That Thursday night game. They're gonna play Detroit.
Yeah.
Which, to me, right? If you're planning the schedule, the easiest thing to do is have the Eagles and Chiefs play week 1.
Yeah, Super Bowl rematch.
Like, just start the season off the same way.
That should be the game, opening game every year.
Every year.
Rematch of the Super Bowl. Because that's what people want to see. Can the Eagles get their retribution or redemption in the first game of the season? Or will they just fold? Like, shit like that. That's what I want to say. Now, fucking throw Detroit. I don't want to fucking see Detroit. Yeah, they're a decent team, but I don't fucking want to see Detroit.
And to be honest, they're gonna get fucking waxed.
Yeah, they're going to
at home. I don't know. I just don't fucking like it. Here's the other thing that stood out to me. You know how many 1 o'clock games they have this year?
3.
Yeah,
3 1 o'clock games.
that's annoying.
Right. Everything else is either they've got they've got a bunch of there's a ton of 4 o'clock, 4:30. There's one week 3. The Monday night game is a 7:15 kickoff because there's 2 Monday night games.
I hate that.
So do I. It's fucking annoying.
Wild.
So they've got 1, 2, 3. They got 3 Monday night games. They got a couple. They got Thursday night, which is fine. But maybe I'm old, but I like the 1 o'clock games. I like the like getting your watching your team early and then having the rest of the day to just kind of watch everybody else.
Yeah.
I hate sitting around watching fucking Red Zone or like Pittsburgh and Cleveland and hanging around until fucking 4:30. And I'm sure, I know the boss lady just got home from work, but I'm sure she's not going to be happy with the 4 o'clock games where we're trying to eat dinner in the middle of the game. And
Oh yeah, fuck no. It's gonna. Oh, thank God I don't drink anymore. Because I would be 4 o'clock games were usually like, all right, that's where I'm starting to feel.
well, and here's the other thing. The other thing that bothers me, right, is you got a game on 4:30 on Christmas Day,
Christmas Day.
which not just fucks up everybody's day at home, but that day used to be sacred for the NBA, right? Because the NBA used to have their 4 or 5 games scheduled on that day.
Yeah.
And the NFL essentially just like slapped everything on the table and just said, no, we're also going to take that day too.
Yeah.
But it kind of it fucks up, and it's a Monday. If you're playing at 4:30 on a Monday, like, so you essentially fuck up everybody's day. Not only the people that are at home, but all those people that got to go into work. Like the people that all that ancillary shit around the game.
Yeah.
All those people, it fucks their whole that now.
Christmas Day would have been great. Like 8 o'clock. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
30, man. Like I eat dinner at like 5. There's no fucking way that like I'm gonna be able to watch this shit. My wife's gonna kill me. My wife's gonna kill me. I don't want to die, man. You're gonna kill me. I love you. We're getting divorced. You want to watch the Eagles game on Christmas?
When they flex games, they can't flex the day, right? Only the time.
Only the time.
Just the time. Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, and I like that. There's like, oh, we're going to be able to flex any game that we want, like anytime. Like this is like, oh, we're keeping it open. It's like, yeah, you're going to put like, yeah, man. It's like, oh, I got my ticket planned for 1 o'clock, and it's like, oh no, man, you guys are doing really good. Now it's 8:30. It's like, oh fuck.
But here's the thing, though. The other thing I thought about is like all the travel stuff, right? If you're traveling to the game, and the game's scheduled for 1 o'clock, and you got a 6:30 flight, and now all of a sudden that game gets flexed to 8:30.
Yeah, you're fucked.
And now you
really
got to reschedule.
So shitty.
Adam, thank you for the invite. My wife would kill me for that too.
Yeah.
You going to Adam's house to watch it? You cannot come back. That's not Christmas.
Why don't you just pack a bag and stay there?
Yeah, you're now Adam's problem. Damn it. Adam be like, that's cool. Adam be like, that's cool. That's cool.
Here's the other thing I want to bring up. Did you hear about what the NFL is doing with the playoff schedule?
No.
Did you hear about it, Joe? You know what I'm about to talk about?
No. What?
There is going to be one playoff game that the Peacock network.
Oh, yeah. Peacock got a fucking game.
They paid $1 million for one game.
No, it was
And
a lot more than $1 million.
It's going to be broadcast exclusively on that a la carte network.
Has anybody ever tried to watch anything on Peacock?
No.
It's one of the worst fucking networks. It has the WWE network. Every time I would try to watch a live pay-per-view, that shit would freeze. I'm just letting you know it's going to be fucking terrible. Like,
but the fact that it's
free for Xfinity users. Just letting you know.
It's going to be exclusive to that network and that network only, and you can only watch that playoff game if you pay for that app. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That shit pisses me off because the playoff game should be sacred.
Absolutely.
Right? The playoff game should be available on network, or like you have enough fucking network contracts between CBS and Fox and fucking ESPN and like the NFL network.
A joke.
Like you got fucking games on Amazon, which, to be honest, at this point, most of America has Amazon.
Yeah.
But the fact that you took that one playoff game and you're gonna make it exclusive to that one network, it's just another fucking money grab for like now if you're like if the fucking Eagles play in that game, in that playoff game, guess what? We're all fucking signing up because none of us are missing that shit. Or we're banging on our fucking neighbor's door trying to figure out who the fuck got who
Go door to door.
Right. You got the game? Can
Yo,
I
you-
come in?
Look, come over.
From here.
It's just I don't know. That whole thing just fucking rubbed me the wrong
It's
way.
such a bad look. It really is such a bad look.
But they don't give a shit, Joe.
Nope.
No.
All money. It's all about filling their pockets at all costs.
Who the fuck knows?
What are you gonna do?
Who the fuck knows?
What are you gonna do?
Gentlemen, what are we doing this summer? What do we got? What do we got planned for the summer?
Jesus, man. I know let's see, May. What's today? I don't know what the date is. Today's the 18th, 17th.
What you got?
We are going to be living at the baseball field
Yeah.
until the end of July.
Gotcha.
Fantastic. Hot
So,
baseball.
and people are like, what are you doing this weekend? Baseball. What are you doing next week? Baseball. What are you doing in 2 months? Baseball. So between the two jobs, the baseball, nothing else will be happening.
Have you seen my baseball? Have you seen my baseball?
We're going to the Outer Banks in August. So
Nice.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys have ever been there. It's fantastic.
Joe, if I could turn around and reach it, I got my hat.
Yeah.
And we've done the Outer Banks now. We did it 2 summers ago, man.
That's
If
great.
you- it's great, man.
It's so
And you can
chill.
literally just escape and do nothing.
Yeah.
Sitting by the pool, bro. Sitting by the pools and going camping for Ali's birthday.
Nice.
Want you
Good
to
stuff.
just living the pool life.
Yeah.
Ali goes to camp and pick him up every day, drop him off, same stuff. Just, just chilling, man. Just chilling. Probably maybe catch a few Phillies games. And that's
Nice.
nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, a lot of the same, right? I'm gonna get the pool set up over Memorial Day. We'll get that all taken care of. We'll get that ready to go. We'll probably do a couple Phillies games. There's a couple Phillies things going on. Friends of ours at the Bell Smashers podcast, right? They're partnering with the Drunk Phils fans. They're gonna have a tailgate at the K Lot on June 24th. So if you're down there, for the fuck the Mets game on June 24th, go check those guys out. And we're gonna try to plan a date to get to broadcast live from the Drunk Phils fans garage. So stay tuned for that one. Should have some fun stuff coming up over the summer though.
Hell yes.
So, gentlemen, with that, final thoughts. What do we got?
The Phillies are fucking terrible.
Tell me something I don't know, Rich.
What, Rich and Don? I just don't understand what in the freaking world is going on with Trey Turner. What? How do you forget how to hit the ball?
As he was mashing home runs in the spring training.
Spring training, the World Baseball Classic. Is he
Yeah.
tired? Is he is he in his own head? Like, I really hope to God that he doesn't turns into a Castellanos here.
We can't afford to have any more of those, pal.
No.
I don't know, man. I don't. Again,
What do we see happening? What's the next move the Sixers make? What's the next? What is the next shoe to drop?
getting rid of everyone.
Do we really think that's
I
gonna
think
happen?
they pick a coach first before anything else happens.
I think we get a coach, and then you see a bunch of people get traded. I wouldn't be surprised if Maxey and Tobias and somebody else gets bundled for a bigger name guy.
You got a guy in mind?
I mean, I would go Dame.
Dame.
I mean, to me, he's the only guy that really pushes the needle over to be able to get them in the conversation. It's
Yeah. As much as I love Maxey, I'm good to part with him now. He's another one.
Right.
I don't know if he's ever going to reach his max potential, and I don't know why. To me, it just doesn't make sense.
And we're in win now. Well, we've been in win now mode for a couple of years, but I think if that's the final move that you need to make to get us over the top, then you have to do it. you know, because he's a single player that can take over a game. You know, when Embiid's doing what he does, or he fades in the fourth quarter, or he can't do it all by himself. You know, Dame is the kind of guy who could just he's a bucket machine. So you got to do it. It's now or never, really. I mean, it's now or never.
Agreed.
Just don't sign Harden.
Yeah, I let Harden walk.
You sign Harden, you forget it, really.
Him and KD are going to be on that same old and tired train. Old and tired train.
Yeah, wow. Here's the irony, though. I still think you won that trade.
Yeah,
He still won the trade.
At least he's in games and he plays really well sometimes.
And listen, this is kind of where I wanted to go with final thoughts, right? How much of a fucking loser Ben Simmons is.
Yeah, to put that crap on.
That
what do you do?
He's so Rich.
Come on, dude.
He obviously does not play the end of the season.
Yes.
Does not dress and play in the playoff series against the Sixers, but has the balls to tweet out a picture of him watching Game 7 and the final, like with eyeballs on the final score as that game ends when the Sixers are playing the Celtics. Like, you're a fucking loser, dude. You didn't stand. Yeah. You didn't even play the whole second half of the season with some bullshit back injury.
Yeah.
And you got the balls to try to troll a team and a franchise that essentially gave you every fucking opportunity.
And an extension.
And extensions to be successful. Cheered you when you were making foul shots. Cheered you when you were making 3-point attempts and fucking bricking the shit out of the ball. And you have the balls to then turn everything around on everybody else and say it's everybody else's fault but your own. Dude needs to find a fucking mirror and really figure out what he wants to do with his fucking life, because that dude seems like he's completely checked out on basketball. It would not surprise me if he's out of the league within the next 18 months.
Oh, hell yeah.
So fuck Ben Simmons.
Fuck Ben.
How is his contract structured? Like, what good does he do Brooklyn or any team to even have him on the roster? What does he give you?
He's getting paid a shit ton of money to do fucking nothing.
Yeah. He should just walk away. They should just cut him. I mean, he already got paid, so
yeah.
But hey, the really shitty thing is we're still talking about the guy.
He's a dickhead.
He just needs to go away completely so we can stop talking about him.
Final thoughts. Phillies, get your shit together because you're fucking annoying me. That's it. Get your shit together. It's about to be June. Turn it up. I'm fucking bored. You're boring me. And win a game in San Francisco for once. Jesus Christ.
Sixers, you sign either a D'Antoni, Harden, or both. The process is officially dead.
I think it's dead right now, Joe.
It was dead when fucking NBA stepped in and made them hire the Colangelos. That's where it died. Hinkie was never able to finish what he was meant to start. So that's what fucked us. The NBA fucked us because we got fucked. And Josh Harris is a money machine, doesn't give a fuck. And Daryl Morey can't draft to save his fucking life. So we are completely fucked. That's it.
Well, with that, Rich, take us home.
All right. Well, you stuck around. You fucked around. You found out. You can go fuck yourself. Ben Simmons, Spike Eskin, James Harden, because you fucking disappointed me. Josh Harris, Doc Rivers. Man. Jonathan Gannon. Fuck you. I saw you on draft night with your fucking no socks looking like a douchebag. Like, fucking loser. Like, fucking so much ankle was shown. That motherfucker wasn't wearing socks. Like, it's fucking hot in Arizona. Your feet probably smell like hot fucking garbage dog shit. You fucking loser. Acting like you're all happy with your fucking draft picks. Like, shut the fuck up. You're terrible. Kyler Murray, mental midget motherfucker running around in the pocket, nobody to throw to. And you're sitting there with no fucking socks on. Fuck off, John Gannon. Yeah, and that's it. So Philly, we love you, and fuck the Cowboys as always.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck 'em. You're undersized defensive tackle, small ass motherfucker trying to make a tackle ain't gonna happen. Jason Kelsey gonna run you over, bitch. Bye.
All right, later, Philly.
I'm tired.
This is the Broad Street Line, where Philly sports fans leave all of their sports hot takes. Call 267-405-3062 and show us your passion for Philly sports. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday at 8:30 when we listen to your live reactions to the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat.